Hang on to your fries. We're live. I'm going to be looking up a lot, I think. We'll see how this goes. Maybe I can come back here. What's going on, everybody? Get some light coming this way. Let's see if we get some people into the chat. Got a lot going on tonight. So I figured out the good camera. If you look at me, I'm not quite looking at you. It's because I got my camera kind of above. It worked out great. So I was able to get I got the new camera set up. I was able to log on with a second account. So I'm actually putting this live on a big screen in front of me so I can see the comments really good. And that's great, man. And so I'm on here with a second account so I can post stuff onto the comments. When you're just on a phone, all you can do is you can't comment nothing, So if you want to pin something, like I'm gonna pin this. I got a little thing here. I got can't see for nothing, man. Sucks when you get old and you can't see like you used to. Here we go. Can we pin that? I'm going to pin that. Okay, we're going to show that on the screen. Bear with me, man. I'm still figuring out this software. Man, this is nice having this up here, though, because I can see everything. I can see all miss comments, and it's a lot better view than we had before if I move back a little bit. And I can do a zoom in now, too, so that's pretty cool. So we figured out the new camera. Hey, as you come in, if you would, post something in the comments so we know you're here. I'll show you some stuff that I did today. I tore down that 212cc Predator motor. How's it going? Welcome to the live, you guys, as you're coming in. Welcome. I was up late. I figured, uninspired. What's up with you, man? I was up late. We got a pretty good. Hey, if you see me looking weird, it's because I got my camera up there and I'm looking at the screen right here. So you get tired of me like looking down at your belly button, say something, I'll look up there at the screen. I'll try to remember to look up there. But I have a big screen that I'm actually projecting the live onto, so I can sit back and you can have a better view than like this. I'm sure that's better than looking at this. The whole live. I'm sure you don't want to do that. So there's a reason we're like vertical. When you go vertical on YouTube, they push the live feed out on the shorts feed, so you get a lot of traffic. So if we switch the other way, we tried it today. Spence, need your opinion on an argument I'm having with my pastor. No, it won't do that here, man. We don't do politics here. Go big. Yeah, I don't think you have anything big. Yeah, you think that when I want you like that. Yeah. Hello, hey Jay Sharp. You wanna moderate tonight? I'm already needing some moderation, man. Got a bunch of ding dongs in here already. It's funny how people are willing to say stuff on their keyboard. Hey, hey, as people are coming in, you guys let me know if you want to moderate. Hello, brother. How you doing? I'm doing all right. Yeah, I had a busy day. Yeah, busy day, man. I did a little live. Were you in the live earlier today when I was trying to figure out the StreamYard? I'm not going to stay long, but wanted to show support, brother. Yeah, I'm live. Okay. Hey, if you got stuff to do, that's cool. We'll get somebody else. No big deal. You're not going to be able to hang out. Hey, if you would, though, like on the stream, I don't see it now. On the screen there. So we popped a video today. If you would, before you take off, click on that link that's up in the screen right here. And then it'll take you to a video that we posted today. It's doing pretty good. So I'd like to get some people to put some comments on it, if you would. I'd appreciate that. Yeah, it's doing fair. So it wasn't doing, hey, if you see me looking weird at you, it's because I got my camera I got to show you my setup I got going on. I figured out the new camera. Yeah, I figured out the new camera. I was able to tap the like and subscribe. Hey, thanks for doing that. Appreciate that. You can give me super thanks too. I need a cup of coffee once in a while. This coffee's expensive, man. I need some coffee funds. You guys ever drank Black Rifle coffee? I'll mod for you. All right, man. I'll put you in. I got this set up pretty slick now. So what I'm doing is, actually, I can even do my phone. I don't think I need to do the phone this time. We'll see. Let's see if oh, you know what? I'll have to turn the phone on. Give me a second, man. I got to log in on the phone. I got a lot going on. So I'm logged in on my laptop, and then I'm going through a USB cable into my big screen TV. And then, so I'm on a different account with that one. And then I can use the phone to do all this stuff. And we get a nice view now compared to what we had before. Pretty soon we'll go wider. Just right now, we got to get enough people to come to the lives. Give me a second, man. Sorry about that. I should already have this done. I need to log into my other account so I can. No, actually, I got to be on this account. Where am I at here? Hang on a minute. Where's my live? There I am. Get logged in here. For some reason, it's not letting me in. I don't know what that's about. Give me just a minute. I look like an idiot sitting here screwing my phone. Got 6 people in the room. Yeah, it's not letting me in. For some reason, I'm not. I was logged in earlier today. For some reason, it's not letting me into my live on this one. Gosh, I won't be able to let you in to moderate because it says test. Why does it say test? We should be live right now. Let's just go to. Let's go to home. Right, I found it, man. I'm cool. Good. Hang on a sec, man. I'll get there. See what I got going on? I can see the live on my phone. I gotta turn this down. And then I'm logged in with my laptop on another account so I can pin stuff like I did on the screen. Where I pin that, I can't pin that off the phone. So I'm able to pin that off the phone, and then I'll make you a moderator. Give me a second here. Yes. What's this thing doing to me? Hang on, I'm going to get it eventually. And moderator. All right, dude, you're in. You be the moderator now. Got some big shoes to fill. So I thought I had an hour. I was going to burn an hour. I figured, there's a lot of people up late like this usually, especially on a night like tonight. So I thought I'd just get on here. I tore down. I'll have to move the camera. You guys can see. I tore down that Predator 212 motor a little bit today. Took the cases off of it and looked at it. And they didn't bypass the governor on it, so we can still do that. I'm kind of glad they didn't because they had a standard flywheel on it. So I think what I'm going to do, man, I found a cool little 5-horse that I'm going to put on that mini bike. It's a Honda. I'm going to go pick it up. It doesn't start, but they wanted $50 for it. It's probably just a carburetor. What's up, trolls? Hi, dude. In FHA. Welcome to the live. So anyhow, so I tore that part way down, and I looked at a kit to make this into a stage 4. I might just go stage 3 with it. And I found a little go-kart frame too. I'm thinking about going and picking up. It's like a racing kart frame. I'm going to see if I can get it on a good deal. And I'm going to put this motor, I'm going to bring this motor to a stage 3 and put it on that go-kart. And then I'm going to put that Honda motor on the little mini bike project we're doing. But anyways, so this is cool. We got this set up though. It's going to make it nicer. How's the audio and the video on your end? We can change the lighting and stuff. I got a pretty good key light, so it should be fair. And we can brighten it up if it's too dark. Let me know. Anyway, what'd you guys do today? Everybody watching, just hit the like button. I just hit the like button. Hey, thanks for doing that. We appreciate that for sure. Does it mean that you're saying what? It doesn't mean what you're saying. Yeah, okay, whatever. Maybe I'll adjust this camera down just a little bit. Check this out though, man. We can do Zoom. I got the controller all set up so we can zoom into stuff. Like if I'm working on something, we can bring it in real tight so you guys can see what I'm doing. That's pretty cool, huh? Anyway, we'll talk about that. So anyway, everybody that's here tonight, before you take off, if you'll click this link right here, it'll take you to a video that we launched yesterday, and it's doing fair. It's about vice grips, and it's there's some funny parts. I try to be funny. You know, I think I'm funny. I try to be funny sometimes. Hey, talking about you. So I was going to show you guys these lights real quick. I can show them to you. They're pretty cool, man. I got these for my, I'm either going to put them on the front of my motorhome or I'm going to put them on my, my trailer, man. Check these out. They're freaking cool, man. So, let's see if you can see these. You see those pretty good? So they got 2 beams on them. They got a flood beam and a, oh man, what did I do? They got a flood beam. Why did I do that? And they got a spot beam, and they're all LED. Real nice aluminum housing. They look like they're good quality, but I bought them because I want to put them through their paces and see how they are. So what's cool about them, they're like a 7-inch module. So you can stack them together like that and do 4 of them. If you want to do like a 4-wheel drive or something for the top, or you can split them, do 2 and 2, you know, or you can put them like this, whatever you want to do. So it's pretty cool how they're set up. But anyway, Amazon has this affiliate thing, and normally we get like 5% when we sell stuff. So I bought these to check them out because they don't send you nothing for free, man. And so I bought these. They were like $43 for 4 of them, and they're like 320 watts, and they're like crazy looms, man. The looms are like, I forget what it was, like 28,000 or something, like crazy looms on them. Anyhow, I'm gonna mess with these, and if I think they're worth a damn, I'll bring them to you guys where you can buy them. They're $40 for 4 of them, and so we make 15% on these instead of 5. That's how Amazon works. I checked out some merch today too with the hats. I had a guy on here who was helping me out on that, and I went and did some looking around. So anyway, yeah, I think tomorrow I'm gonna go get parts for that IDI. The F-250 and do the rear brakes. I need those for the people who don't do them when I drive in Las Vegas. Yeah, man. Oh, they won't last. Why wouldn't they last? So I've been doing lighting for 40 years. I build police cars for a living, and I kind of know what I'm looking at. And these, they got a real nice heat sink on the back. I mean, a really good heat sink. And then they have they're all sealed, weather tight, and it's all aluminum housing. It's not plastic, man. It's all aluminum. And they're like half price right now because they're pushing these. So all our members will get these for like half the cost. These are usually like a set of 4, like $189, but they're only gonna be like 40 something. I'm gonna check them out, man. They look pretty good. They got 20. They got 40 LEDs in them, but they got 2 rows. So the front row is like a spot straight ahead, and the other ones are offset, so they gives you a flood. That's what they did with the patrol car spotlights too. You can get them where they're direct. That's the problem with LED. LED doesn't have any. When it shines right to a certain area, and any thing outside that window is dark. So we had some spotlights for the patrol cars, and it was like if you didn't have somebody in that window of like 8 feet, you couldn't see them. So we had to switch over to what they call a flood, and they deflect the light out more like that. Michael, CA. Howdy from Texas. Where are y'all? Very cool LEDs. Hey, Michael, I'm from Northern California. Yeah, we're just showing these. I just got these set of 4 for 40 something bucks. We got a special because we're part of Amazon affiliates. So I was going to try them. I don't want to bring them to you guys until I actually use them and see if I like them. I'm thinking about putting them on the front of my motorhome up top, or maybe on the bumper. I don't know yet. Because the motorhome would be nice. Because sometimes you go into places. That's what's cool. I don't have to scoot up anymore. You know, I got this little thing. And we got. What do you guys? How's the video look? Does it look decent? I know I'm looking away from you because I'm looking at the screen and my camera's actually up there. I'd have to be. Oh, dude, I'm about to lose you guys. What does it say? Invalid. Oh, I see what it's saying. It's saying invalid during the stream to do what I'm doing here. Now it won't let me. It was letting me zoom in and out earlier, but now it's not. For some reason, it don't like it. Anyway, we were able to use the good Sony camera. And, you know, I didn't focus it very well. It's not blurry, is it? Looks good. Okay, good deal. These Sonys are funny. You can't, there's not a thing on there to just focus it when you want to. You got to go into the menu and tell it you want to focus it. It's kind of screwy. Oh, it's gone. I don't know why on the screen pin now. It's okay. I think it was because I was using this Zoom. For some reason, my camera just said, hey, invalid during streaming. Earlier, it was letting me focus in and out. So I don't know what something's going on with where the camera doesn't like it. Whatever, we don't need Zoom. I can just go like this. Anyway, these are pretty cool. I'll hold them up here a little closer so you guys can kind of get a look at them. They're pretty nice, man. They got like, they're thin. They got a really, and this is all aluminum. It's all aluminum housed, which I'm a little surprised of. Usually these are all plastic. What's up, Ricardo Morales? How you doing, man? We're just kind of hanging out, shooting the bull. I was going to show you. I can bring you guys off the camera in a minute. I'll show you this off the tripod, actually. I got it set up good in here now. I got to get my camera down a little lower, though, because it looks like I'm looking down at the ground. It's like when I look up the camera, I'm looking at you, but when I'm looking at the screen, I need to get the camera down a little bit so it doesn't look like I'm looking down. Anyway, yeah, I looked into some merch for the hats. I found a supplier out of, a guy was telling me that he's from Lebanon. He was in here and he said he does merch and he got really good quality hats from this one place. And he didn't tell me who they were, but I did some research. So I got some samples coming. We'll see how that goes. And then anyway, tomorrow, I don't know if I'm going to do it tomorrow, maybe the next day, but maybe tomorrow. But I put on, you're going to go to Rush on their new tour in 26. Really, Rush? I didn't even know, man. I'd go see that for sure. I like them old bands, man. We were talking about music last night. We all were talking about the old bands and stuff. I was rocking some Tom Petty tonight when I was in here working on this motor. I can't play music. It's ridiculous. They don't let you play music on YouTube during the lives. They'll shut you down. They'll copyright strike you. As soon as there's music, any kind of, I mean, I can play like music from Artlist, but it's just like acoustic, no known songs. It's just, sounds like you're sitting in the doctor's office. I don't want to do that. So I don't know. I wish they'd allow us to play music because you ain't got power. Others ain't interested. Ain't got power adders. It ain't interested. What's up, Luke B? Welcome to live, man. We're just hanging out. I was showing these guys these lights I just got. And I got everything set up pretty good now. I figured, anyone coming, live a like. Give the live a like. Hey, thanks for doing that. It helps when you guys promote the show. It really does. And then before you leave, if you go check out this video, make sure you watch the whole thing. If you're not going to watch the whole thing, don't click on it because it hurts us. Makes it look like nobody's interested in it. It's doing pretty good, man. So I launched it. When I first launched it, it was like not doing well. And then I looked at it this morning, man, it's just taken off. So it might do pretty well. You just never know, man. With YouTube, it's like gambling, man. It's a crapshoot. Got me a cup like that, says Poppy Maggot on it. Really? Oh, this cup here? My daughter made this one for me. It's got my name on it. I love this thing. Actually, I lost the first one at my job. I left it when I left. And it's got like a bass on it. And it has my name on it. She made me a couple of them. She's in Tennessee, so I don't get to see her often. I talked to my other daughter today in Arizona. They got some stuff going on, man. Tough stuff. But anyway, sucks to be a long ways away from your kids. YouTubers with music they can play. No, you can load it. Like if you load a short, you can do it. But on like a live, there's no music available that I know of. I like using, like I used to do TikTok, or I still do sometimes. But on TikTok, man, you can just play Spotify. Play whatever you want. What's cool, when I was doing TikTok, I was just doing like radio broadcasting. I'd get on here, have me a couple of beverages, That's the thing about TikTok, though. You can't do this. You cannot drink a cup of coffee on TikTok. They'll shut down your live. They'll give you a warning. You're not allowed to drink or eat on screen. It's weird. But you can play music. But here you can't play music, but you can do this. Kind of weird. Yeah. When I was doing TikTok, I was doing lives and I was just DJing. Like I just say, what do you guys want to listen to? And I'd play some Ozzy or some, Dire Straits, Fleetwood Mac, whatever everyone want to listen to, And then it was kind of fun. But TikTok's a different deal, man. The software is weird, man. It's hard to figure out sometimes. And then, you want to be able to create a following, that's what we're doing here. We're trying to create a brand, like anyone else. I have a website. I haven't launched it yet. It's called Go Big Tools. We're going to try to create our own tool line. But anyway, what are you guys doing tomorrow? You guys watching football? A lot of guys watch football on Sunday. I'm not a football. That is the world always something bad. This is this or that. What's that about, Steve? Welcome to live, Steve. This or that. I'm not sure what that is. I try to look at the bright side of things. Always. Believe me, man, I've had my kick in the teeth in the last few years. I sent a message to my boss. I sent him a reel. It was like a Facebook reel thing. It was some guy giving his boss crap. And I said, hey, I'm going to be in on the 3rd. He goes, you better hurry up because we need you here. We've got all kinds of stuff going on. And I said, well, we'll get there. I just don't want to. I only can work a certain amount of months a year. So what I'm trying to do is work when it's cold, work the wet months. And so I can be off in the spring and summer so I can ride my bike. This year I didn't get to ride hardly at all. I really didn't have the money for it. I forgot to introduce. Hey, Infla. This service says this bad about it, and that service says that bad about it. What are you talking about? What service? What are you talking about? I don't even know your service. Well, you talking about what I was saying about the other ones? Yeah, I was just stating that it's nice to be able to listen to music, and on here you can't have any music or they'll copyright strike it, and it happens fast. Like I had a video that I took, and I didn't even realize I had music in it. We were outside somewhere, and I was videotaping, and there was music in the background, and I got a strike. It didn't hurt the channel, but I had to take it down. And then you got to be careful. Like if you have a video that does really good and they find something in it, they'll take all your monetization away from it. So let's say you put out a video and it gets 1 million views, and you got a like $10,000 check coming, and then they see something on there, they'll demonetize it. So you got to be careful. 2 shotgun a beer right now. I don't know, man. I'm past that age. I've shotgunned too many beers in my day already. Did nothing but get me in trouble. Yep. I'm just a good boy now. I just stay out of trouble, do my thing. Don't try to create no problems for anybody unless they poke the bear, you'll find out. But this is weird that it's up here. I'm going to have to do something about the camera. All right, was ready to send super chat. Yeah, man, appreciate that. We get you buy me a coffee. That's why I tell people I drink so much coffee I need super chats. You guys ever drink that Black Rifle? Was the one who complained about music getting played and they don't get money. Yeah, George was the one who complained about music getting played. Who was the guy that was it Metallica that the guy that got in a car accident and lost his arm? Was that Metallica or Poison? He lost his arm and he came back and now he's a one-arm drummer, man. He changed and he's a rocking drummer, dude. He got one arm, man. He just rocks it. I think it was Metallica. Was it Metallica that has a one-arm drummer? He was in Def Leppard. Yep, you're right. It was Def Leppard. Yeah, I went and seen them about 4 years ago. I went and seen Def Leppard in Sacramento. Yeah, I got lost. We were in a big group, and we sat down, and we were sitting there, and I have the worst sense of direction in the world, man. I'm not kidding you. And so we were in a big group, and I drank a couple beverages, man. I'm like, I got to go to the head. So I headed out, man. Yeah, it's Corvette. Yep, he was racing. Yeah, it almost killed me. So I headed to the head, man. I get up there and I come out, and all I see is like 1 million people, man. I'm like, holy, where was I at? So I go, I'm trying to figure out where I was at. I couldn't find my group, man. I just ended up crashing in the back with some people I met and just sat there and watched the concert together. Because I was like, I tried to call them on my cell phone. Nobody would answer the phone. They had too many beverages, And so I watched the whole concert by myself, but it was cool. I met a couple cool people there, I had all my riding gear on. So I found some brothers. We sat around and shot the bull. But that was the first time I ever went to a concert with a group and left. And I had to go find them because I got lost, man. That's when I learned don't drink beer at the concerts, man. Get you like a shot of Jack Daniels or something because you don't have to keep running back and forth. It works better. Not that I drink a lot, but when I go to a concert, man, I like to have a couple beverages. I'm from God's own country, India, small businessman. I'm your subscriber. Also, last 3 days I've been watching your live. Hey, thanks, buddy. We appreciate that, small businessman. What kind of business do you run? And I'm trying to say, help me with your name or it's Infa. Is that your name, Infa? INFHA? I'm trying to say it right because I butcher people's names on here, man. I don't try to. You've been watching my lives? Last 3 days. What do you think of the lives? Some old dude just yakking away, man. we're going to get into some automotive stuff. At the late nights, I like doing these because I got some guys that come on here from like Australia and New Netherlands and like India. What time is it right now in India, man? Info. Welcome to the live, by the way. You're welcome here 100%, man. Just try to be respectful with everybody. We don't talk religion and we don't talk politics. We talk hot rods, gasoline stuff, motorcycles. Oh, thanks for saying that. How old are you? If you don't mind me asking, because I'm wondering. I had a guy come in the other day and he said, hey, can you give my kid a shout out? He watches your live all the time. So we're hitting a young audience too. So that's pretty cool. The lives have been pretty amazing. I've been shocked at how many views we've gotten on the lives. I mean, we've gotten some serious views. I mean, most of the views now, we're getting 5,000 views each live. And people aren't here that long, but they don't have to be 2:15 p.m. Okay, so you're in the middle of the day. What kind of business do you do? Maggot, I didn't even know you were here, man. What's up, brother? You're in there being all incognito, not saying anything. Sunday, Australia. What's up, mate? You know I was going to say that. I like saying that. What up, mate? 145. Where are you? Yeah, it's 145 where I'm at too. I probably should have my butt in bed. I caught some, man, when I get busy and do stuff, I don't sleep. And then I sat down in my chair. I was checking out that video and I fell asleep for a couple hours. Now I'm freaking wide awake. Already drinking a beer. Michael Voss. Welcome to the live, Michael. You know what's cool, Maggot? I got this all set up. So now I'm able to sit back and I got the live on my big screen. And I can actually get on here and post stuff too. So if I want to drop a link or something, or put something in the chat, I can. You can't put nothing in the chat on the phone. There's nowhere to talk, which is you don't really usually have time for it. But it's set up pretty good now. Other than I look like I'm looking down at my feet because the camera's up there. So if I look up there, but I have a hard time talking because I want to see what everybody's talking about. Welcome in, yeah, for sure. What'd you do today, Maggot? I got to ask you, man, why is your name Maggot? That is that's odd. Just so you know, it stands out really well, Maggot. Michael, it's coffee. Yeah. Michael Voss, misfire, Thunder 4. L99 Camaro. Most likely it's going to be a coil pack. 90% of the time it's a coil pack. If it's set in the code, just take the coil pack from number 4 cylinder, put it in the one next to it, and put the other, just swap coil packs, clear the code, and then go drive it and see what comes back. If it switches to the other cylinder, then you know it's a coil pack. That's an easy way to do it at home. Military is my guess. Make sure you click the link button. Yeah, thanks for doing that. Infa. I hope I'm saying that right. I changed the 4 coil and the injector, and it's still set in the code. Did you clear the code and go drive it? And it's still set in the code? Is it running rough? I like this kind of stuff. We get to help people do stuff. That's really what I like doing. We're going to do this more. I got a group of about 4 guys now that if they come back to the lives, we're going to. So I got this StreamYard going now. So like I can bring people in. Like I could send you a link and you can click on it and you can be on the screen with me. Could be. Has white smoke, right bank. Yeah, that's not a good sign. White smoke, right bank. Are you losing coolant? Is the coolant bottle low? White smoke, right bank. Yeah, I'm thinking head gasket too. I'm thinking maybe a head gasket myself. Could be. What you can do, this is what I would do. Get a pressure tester. Do you have a pressure tester you can put on it? put a pressure tester on it, pull that number 4 plug out. Yeah, you'd be surprised though, it doesn't take much. Take that number 4 plug out, leave it out overnight, get a pressure tester on the radiator and leave it under pressure overnight. And then in the morning, put your hand over that and crank on it and see if you get any moisture. A lot of times it's really obvious, man. It'll squirt a green squirt gun right out of the hole. And then you'll know. I got into an argument last year. Dude called me a maggot. Couldn't stop laughing. He didn't know what to do. That's funny. That's hilarious, man. That's a great way to. I like your. I'm not dishing you, man. I think it's a great screen name because it sticks out good, man. When you come in and put in, I go, oh, there he is, kicking it with the kid. Keno, bro, you look like Martha Stewart just gave birth. Yeah, you think that when I'm on you. We got moderators for guys like you. Bye-bye. What brand beer are you? No, I don't drink. I don't drink beer on live. This is actually coffee. I don't know if I could go like that so you can see it. It's brown. I'm drinking coffee. Yeah. I like the beer. Okay, let's give this guy. Okay, let's give this guy. Let's let this guy in a little bit. He kind of apologized there, so we'll let him be. That's a compliment, by the way. That's awesome. I like it when people don't take any nonsense. Yeah, I'm the same way, man. I'm a nice guy. I mean, I'm the nicest guy you'll ever meet. But don't take my niceness for weakness, because it's not. Yeah, that was a compliment. I like the beard. Thanks. You know, I get that a lot. I've been talking about doing some Go Big beard oil. Put Go Big on the bottle, black bottle with green letters on it. See if we can sell some. Do you know what Martha Stewart is famous for? Yeah, what is it? Coffee, that's great. Sorry, I thought it's beer. No, I don't. I try not to do that on the lives at all. I got a bread maker. I think I put too much yeast in. I made the world's biggest loaf of bread last night. I like making bread. Hey, I can give you some good recipes for a bread machine, man. I do these. I can't even think now. What do they call it? Pretzels. I do these pretzels in my bread machine. People beg me to make them, man. They're so good. I can cook though, dude. I'm like a chef, man. I do like pavlova. I do like fancy rich people food. My neighbor across the way, she's like a sous chef. And when I lost my wife, when I lost 40 pounds, she made, what's my favorite Ford engine? 7.3 diesel, hands down. You messed the joke up. Don't feel bad. I've done that before. You know, I've done before. I've been a little like, had a few beverages and been telling a joke and get 3/4 through it and forget what the ending was. Harry's like, really? I'm like, I forgot the end, man. Betty White is a gangsta. Betty White, yeah. That's funny. Yeah, Carl Miller. Hey, welcome to the live, brother, by the way. Favorite Ford engine? Yeah, I would have to say 7.3 diesel, but not the only one, man. I like that small block 302. It's fun. They're easy to work on. They're cheap to work on. They are a small block, though. I like the 390 in the pickups. My brother had a 390. It was pretty nice. 351 or 302, yeah. And there's different 351s. There's a Winsler. And then there's what's the other one? They're different though. One's better than the other if you're gonna pump it up. I can't remember. I never did the big block stuff on Betty White's comedy days. Never understand that era. Yeah, the 289 was, yeah, it's basically the 30. I think the 302 and the 289 is the same block, if I remember right. Yeah, Winsler and Cleveland. Yeah. And I think you can swap the heads on some of them. Like there's some kind of things you can do where you can put the better heads on the other motor and it really pumps it up. Yeah. Yeah, I'm doing well. Can't complain. I woke up alive this morning. I beats the alternative. You know, I don't sleep much. So I got some pretty good sleep last night. I went to bed about 10. Was up. I almost got 8 hours last night. It's unheard of for me. Yeah, I think you're right, Jess Hart. That's a good motor too. The 300 straight six. That's a good motor. All those straight sixes that Ford used back in the late 50s, early 60s, those are great motors, man. Even Chevy too. The straight sixes are really, I love the straight sixes that just got a little one barrel on them. They're great to teach people on because they're really basic. Is on a small block if you use bigger studs and block off a couple blocks. Yeah, that's what I was talking about, Carl. Yeah, I know. I know a guy that was a big block guy, man. He knew all that stuff. If I was gonna build something and it just didn't matter. I could do whatever I want. I'd build me something with a 440 in it. Man, there's no substitute for cubic inches, man. And I tell you, if you ever been in an old Chrysler with a 440 and a 4-speed that's set up where it'll lock up, where it'll hook up, man, dude, you better hang on. It'll snap your neck. My buddy had a Charger. It'd lift the freaking front wheels off the ground. I mean, it would just flat. I don't know how he did twist the wheels off the thing. 60s also had perfect balance. Yeah, they did. They ran good. I had a Chevy pickup, like a 65 with a 292 sprayed in it. Man, that thing purred like a sewing machine. You could set a glass of water on the valve cover gasket and you couldn't even see anything happening. Yeah, 440s those 440s are crazy, man. They're getting hard to find though. I'll tell you how you can find them though. And I thought about doing this. I see them all the time, man. People put motorhomes for free. And I don't know why, but you can get a motorhome for free. And a lot of them have 440s in them. And just jerk the motor and trans out and get rid of the motorhome. There's $1,000 bill right there. I see boat motors and trailers same way. Free boat with a trailer. Go get it. Get rid of the boat. You can take the boats to the landfill. They'll take them. Yeah, if you can find a 426 Hemi, man, for sure. They're just hard to find now. And if you do find one, somebody wants a fortune for it. You know, they're not cheap. Big block Mopars are the real deal. I had just many of them. My 428. Yeah, that 428 is a pretty bad motor, man. I told these guys the other night, I had a Nissan 370 Nismo, like a 14. Dude, that car was a race car, man. It was a track car. I actually knew somebody that had one. He used to take it to the track on the weekends. I think it'd go almost 200 miles an hour. The brakes would fade real bad, though. You got to be careful with that Nismo, man. The brakes will fade on you. Yep, N694 with 302s are hard to find, especially 440s and lights out back. Yeah. My first car was a Ford Galaxy 500 with a 289 in it. I'll tell you a funny story about that car. I was young, man. I was about 17 maybe. And we were going down to the river to go swimming, and we're driving, me and this guy, a friend of mine. And I had flip-flops on. I had just shorts, no shirt, flip-flops. And we pulled up to the stop sign. There was these chicks next to us in a car. And I said, man, I'm going to smoke this thing. So I revved that thing up, man, tacked it out. And my freaking foot slipped off the clutch pedal because I had those flip-flops on. I just dumped it, man, full dump at like $6,000. Snapped the freaking drive line. And we're sitting there, and those girls are looking at us, and the drive line comes out rolling out from underneath the car had the output shaft sticking in the end of it. Snapped the output shaft right off. They did a Charger here with a 265. Man, it was called a 6-pack Charger. Yeah, my buddy, man, he used to have all kinds of Mopar stuff. He had the 6-pack intakes with the carburetors on them, and he had a bunch of those tacks that mount on the hood mounted tacks. They get $1,000 a piece for those now. He had a box of them, and I kept telling him, Hey man, you ought to sell some of those and put it into your car. Yeah, that's a pretty common motor. 318 is a good motor, actually. I'll tell you a nice little Mopar I wouldn't mind doing. I wouldn't mind finding me a Duster. Those are cool cars. They look kind of like a Nova. It's a Plymouth Duster. Those are bad cars, man. The Charger also came with a 318. Yeah, I'm sure they did. They put that 318 in all kinds of stuff, man. The Dodge trucks, man, they had all kinds of 318s in them. You guys remember that? You remember the Chrysler AFB carburetor that had the plastic on it? I think it was the AFB. I think that was called. It was a Bakelite. The body of the carburetor was made of a hard plastic. It was called Bakelite. It was the weirdest thing, man. They ran good, but they would get worked. I worked on a lot of Mopar. I had my smog license back in the 80s, so I worked on a lot of Mopar stuff. They had all kinds of weird EGR controls on those, man. They had like a little amplifier on them, so they would take, instead of using ported vacuum, they would use Venturi vacuum, and then they would amplify it in this little round thing that amplified the vacuum. And all the time, those things would go bad, and you couldn't find them. Fortunately, in Pontiac's an awesome motor. Man, I had a Pontiac Firebird with a 400 in it. That car was crazy. I sold it because I was afraid I was going to kill myself in it. There's so many times I should have died in that car, and I was like, I'm selling that car. I'm going to kill myself in it. It had a 400, Pontiac 400 with a turbo 400 trans. That thing, man, I'm not kidding. I'm not exaggerating. I'll tell you another story. I got a lot of stories on. Currently have a 03 Mercury Marauder with a supercharged 4.6 fleet hauls. I have a 98 Cobra. Yeah, that 4.6 has become a common little hot rod motor. That's what they have in the Caprices that we work, not Caprices, the Crown Victoria cop cars. They're 4.6. That's a good motor too, man. You can't kill them. We had a whole fleet of those. We probably had like, I don't know, 50 in a fleet of cop cars. And over about a 10-year period, we only lost like 2 motors. I mean, and these guys flogged those cars like crazy. Thermoquad. That's what it was. Was it the Thermoquad that had the plastic on it? I think it was. But do you remember is that the carburetor that was black and it was made of plastic? Hey, welcome, girl dad. Cooking up deliciousness. Thanks for promoting the live. Like I told these guys, before you guys go watch this video if you don't mind. But actually, leave a comment. That's what I need. I need some people to leave some comments on that thing. Yeah, it was, huh? Yeah. The car ABS was a great car. GQs. Thermoquads suck. Yeah, those Thermoquads, they either worked or they didn't, man. When they didn't, good luck at fixing them. They were always warped. The tops would leak. And I don't know what they were thinking that plastic was going to work. But everything else. Have you guys seen the intake manifolds on a 4.6? Border Pontiac's Hall, they were about the only car that gave 428 a decent race. Yeah, man, that 400 Pontiac was fast, man. I was young. I was like 19 when I had that car. I had no business driving that car, man. I'm not kidding you. I almost killed myself in it more than once. I remember one time I was going down this main drag in our street, and my girls at the time told me, hey, we forgot something at the house. I remember what it was. I'm going like 90, man. I just stomped on the brakes and did one of these, man. Just jumped on the throttle, man. Just did a Rockford file in traffic, man. Turned around and woo, going the other way. And I was like, man, I got to stop that stuff. One of these days is going to get me. I'm going to hit a telephone pole or something. That car had a dual scoop fiberglass hood on it. That hood right now, I bet, is worth like $4,000 because they were rare. They were all fiberglass hood with dual scoops. It was plastic. Yeah, I thought so. I worked on a bunch of them. I hated them. They always leak, man. And they should. They're made of plastic. Have you guys ever took an intake off of 4.6? When I first start working on those cars, and they have plastic intake manifolds on them. And when I first started working on those, I thought, what a stupid idea. Plastic intake manifold? What the heck are we doing now? So the first time I took one off, I said, I'm going to see what this thing is made of, man. So I put it in a vise and I went and got my big snap-on hammer, and I swing and hit that thing like I was heading for the hills, man. That hammer bounced off that thing and almost hit me in the head. I mean, I thought I was going to crack it. I hit that thing hard. It did not do nothing to that intake. Those intakes are tough. And you know what's nice about it? Diego, we got moderators for guys like you, man. Thanks, JS. Appreciate that, man. I don't know why people do that. I don't know why they think that. They wouldn't do that in public. I know that. Get cars in America for 5 rates Australia. Really? They still do that? Because I had a friend, not a friend. Well, I had a friend. A guy bought his Harley, and he would buy a whole like shipping container full of Harleys, and he was taking them to Australia and selling them. And he was like quadrupling this money. He'd buy really nice, clean Harleys here, and he'd take them over there and he'd ship them in a shipping container. And then he'd take them over there and resell them. He was making bank. Do they still try to do that? They probably make them pay some kind of import tax when they come in now, I'm sure. We couldn't get Harleys here for years, really. I think the Japanese market's going to get hot for Harley parts. I see the Japanese market, man, they're getting big on Harleys now. 12 gauges, really? Well, why is that? Why is that, Neil? Hey, welcome to the live, Neil. Hope we appreciate you stopping in. Neil, are you in Australia? Oh, I didn't realize that. See, that's what I don't know. I didn't know that at all. Yeah, I imagine you could sell them really good then. You're in Alabama. Alabama boy. My daughter's in Tennessee. The South is nice, man. I like the South. I like their thinking. They don't wait for the police to show up. They take care of business, man. We have Harley shops everywhere now, and Indian motorcycles are big here. Really? Indians are big now, huh? Oh, really? Nashville? Yeah, my daughter's in Greenville. I liked it out there. There was a couple things I didn't like about it. The people are super nice, man, in the South. They're like crazy nice. But the humidity's crazy. You know how the humidity is there. The humidity's crazy. And then I didn't care for it's beautiful there. It's green. But I live in Northern California, and I go over to the North Coast, man. I'm used to seeing redwood trees and big old huge 300-foot trees. And you go to Tennessee, their trees look like bushes to me. They're so, they're not like here. Best weather can get bad. Yeah, the weather can be something there. She's in hang on, man. I don't got my computer hang on, man. I almost did something stupid here. Where's my charger for that? Hang on. I'm about lost you guys. I don't have my computer plugged in. I'll find that cord. I'll be in trouble. Hey, I'm going to have to vacate you for just a minute. I think my charger's in the other room for the computer. Hang on. I'm back. Man, I tell you, when you set up one of these lives, man, you need a friggin' crew. I got so many wires and stuff going everywhere. I got my mic, and earlier today I did a live, and I forgot to plug in I plugged the mic into the wrong outlet. So I did 35 minutes of live, and I had no sound because I turned my phone down. Sorry, I had to leave you. I had to get my charger. I turned my phone way down so it wouldn't bleed over during the live. And then when I plugged, my mic has 2 inputs on it. I plugged it in the wrong input. So I'm sitting there and people kept leaving the room. I was like, man, what's going on? Maybe they just don't like what I'm saying, whatever, So then I realized, oh man, I didn't have the mic turned on. No one clicked on there and said, hey, your mic's off or no audio. But also caliber restrictions in Australia too. Really? That's crazy. California's just bad, man. You go to Tennessee, man, you can walk into a store and walk out with whatever you want. I don't know why people, and I don't want to talk politics, but I think it's ridiculous. You look at go listen to Ted Nugent talk about gun control, man. He makes some really good points. The places that have the most gun control has the highest rate of crime. That says it right there. Yeah, California's a beautiful state, man. You couldn't ask for better weather and a place to live. I mean, if you can afford to live where, if you have money, you can really live in a nice place here, over on the coast, right on the water. But it's so expensive now. Call me California, yeah. It's gotten crazy, man. There's so many stupid things we have going on here. Like I had to cut a tree in my yard, and now they got a tree ordinance, and they got to come out and measure the tree, and then make sure that it's diseased before you cut it down. The one in the back, man, I just waited till nobody could see me. It's just crazy. Stuff like that. It's your property. You pay property tax on, and they're telling you if you can cut your tree down or not. That's crazy. Anyway, I don't want to talk politics. I hate politics. It just gets me going. Just outlaw clocks. Yeah, whatever. So I think I found a little go-kart frame. It's not a go-kart. I found a little. It's like a high-powered like kart frame, like for racing. The guy's got one. He pulled the motor out of it. So I'm thinking I'm going to build this. I'm going to build this Predator motor into like a phase 3. And put it on that cart for the adults around here to go rip around on. I got a little Honda motor that I'm going to put on that mini bike because I don't want to give this motor to this kid that I'm going to give this to because I'm afraid he might. This mini bike will go 60 miles an hour with this 212 on there. It's crazy. I wish they had these kind of motors when I was a kid. We were stuck with a little 3.5 horsepower Briggs & Stratton. I'll tell you a story about that. When I was a kid, I have a lot of stories, man. When you've lived 60 years, you get a lot of stories. That's the major problem. Yeah. When I was a kid, a friend of mine had not a mini bike. He had a go-kart, and we would ride around in his backyard. So I get on it one day, and I'm riding it around. We had this little track we go around and stuff, and a couple little bumps. And so I go around the corner, kind of slid kind of hard, and then it just like lost power until I'm like throttling it. And then I just stepped the gas real hard, and it's still running, but nothing's happening. And I didn't know anything about it at the time. And I'm just going, wah. And I just said, and like I start seeing this like fuzz coming over the top of my head, like like cotton, like, like plants or something. And just as I seen that, whack, the freaking chain had come undone. It broke in the back, and it was going around. It was eating a hole through the back seat. And it came right through that back seat, man. It hit me in the back, man, hard. About knocked the wind out of me. Just with modern rules applications. He didn't stay long. He just want to say his little content. He want to make his little content and then leave. Joey be bad later. Remember with just modern rules. Let's see. They're pretty much their own country. Seems like it. I've been talking about going to the Philippines. You still here? Good deal. Welcome to the live. We're just hanging with the crew, man. Sometimes late at night I'll get on here just because I can't sleep and shoot the breeze, man. Where are you from, Joey? Where are you from, Joey? Yeah, Maggot, I might have to ride my bike over there. Give me a canoe, paddle across there with my Harley. Middle of Iowa. Man, I went to Iowa one time. I was traveling with my brother-in-law. He used to do long distance trucking. And we went to Sioux City, Iowa. Man, what a desolate place that was back then. Oh, yeah? It's boring. Sorry, what's boring? The live? Bulls, not balls. Yeah, I didn't know that. Like if you corner real hard, so it doesn't dump the fuel. I had a buddy who used to do a lot of four-wheeling, and he said that's why they switched over the fuel injection. Because when you have a carburetor on like a four-wheel drive, when you're doing a lot of like really steep stuff, it creates problems. He goes, when you put fuel injection in, you don't have that problem. So a lot of guys like to put like a throttle body on a small block or something, get rid of the carburetor. I do actually. Do you hunt? My stepdad and my brother used to hunt, and I would fish. Carl Miller. I'm the same way, man. I've been that way for years. And in the summer, it gets worse for some reason. Like in the summertime, man, I can't sleep for nothing. I went to the doctor. They gave me all kinds of. They tried to give me that Lunesta or some stuff, man. But I have chronic back pain, so it's not really falling asleep. Best red meat. Fish is probably the best non-red meat. Yeah. My brothers and my dad, they go deer hunting, and I'd go with them, and I'd take my fishing poles, and I'd fish the creeks and stuff. We come back to camp that day, and they come back. I'd say, do you guys see anything? They're like, I only got some tracks, pretty good tracks. And I'm like, man, I seen 2 deer today while I was fishing, standing by the edge of the water. When I went in, it was one of the most boring rides you'll ever take. Joey, I agree. Yeah, when I went there, I remember the water was kind of like, it was just really humid. If I remember, I was really young. And we stayed at this place, and the water, it just seemed like the water was like oily. You take a shower, man, it felt like it is unless you're able to stay and enjoy nature. I was boring unless you can stay. Yeah, there's a lot of states that are that way. That you don't really know what they're about unless you spend some time there. Like Utah's that way. A lot of the major highways that go through Utah are just boring as hell, But if you get off the beaten path in Utah, there's all kinds of stuff, man. All kinds of nice places to go hike and just outdoors and places to, it's just really nice place to be. Some awesome racetracks. Really. My daughter, she lives not too far from Bristol. I always wanted to go there and go to one of the major races, man. That'd be cool. I always thought it'd be cool to take a motorhome to one of those big races because you can get in the middle of the track. They have some places that'll let you in, and then you can go. You just get all stock up the motorhome and just you get to park right in the middle of the track. And then you can get up on top of the motorhome and watch the race. Skeletor, no problem, man. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I'm sure we can read between the lines. You can't stop yourself when you're eating ribs, man. That's more important. Welcome in, Skeletor. He's here quite often, man. I like seeing you. I like seeing you guys that come a lot. Like I said, before you guys take off for the night, if you'll go up here and leave a comment on this video, that'll help me a lot. It's doing pretty good. It's doing pretty good. It's the best video we've dropped in a while. Cooked over a fire. Man, that's the only way to go, isn't it? I love barbecuing. But I gotta be careful, man. When I get to barbecue and I start drinking beverages, before you know it, pouring it on the barbecue. Any rub sauces. Yeah, the food is one of the best parts of racing. Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah. I want to go to one of those big races. Like I want to go to a NASCAR race. They're so expensive though. Like you do a weekend at NASCAR, it's so expensive. Skeletor, I agree. I like to do tri-tip. You guys ever did tri-tip where you just hang it, do a big hook, and you just hang it? I like hanging tri-tip like that. It comes out nice. So we're getting a schedule together for the lives now. Monday is going to be all about motorcycle stuff. Hopefully, we're trying to get some more motorcycle stuff going. And then Friday nights we give away tools. So if you got anyone's here that hasn't been doing one of the Friday night lives, we do like questions, trivia, automotive questions, and then if you get a question right, you get to spin for some artwork. I have friends in Vegas. I might be able to do Vegas. Yeah, my girl, she has some friends there. I have a nice beard, but it's nowhere near as nice as yours. Thanks for saying that. I've been telling these guys I got to start promoting my beard. They call it, get some beard oil, call it Go Big Beard Oil. Go Big. Go Big Oil. Put it in a black bottle with green letters on it. Maybe we can sell some. I love my Harley. But you know, I got a buddy that fabricates Harleys. He's been fabricating Harleys for most of his life. And he has a whole shop. He probably got 20 bikes. Every time he builds one, he never sells it. He keeps it. Nice. You got me sold. Yeah, I was thinking that. You know, we do get with this company and figure out what they normally put in them and make it smell like motor oil or something. Yeah, the Indians, you know, Indians were around before the Harley was thought of. And man, the styling is just amazing on Indians. But he has an Indian Scout, and he did a couple modifications on it. He put airbags on the seat, he put an airbag system on it. And he goes, you know what? Out of all these bikes, he goes, I'd rather ride that Indian than anything in here. And he's got like 20 bikes. He's a Harley fan. They purr nice. You know what though, man? The Harleys used to be like almost like a brotherhood, you know, not like now. You know, they used to not be dependable, and you had to work on them. That was part of it, is people would work on the bikes, man. That was part of owning a Harley, was working on it. But I got an Evo, so I don't have to work on mine much. I would think KTM Super Duke and a 900 Kawasaki. I got to stay off of those bikes. I'm getting too old to be, because I can't stay off the throttle, man. Get big, go home. Black Toe, man, welcome to the live. Go big, go home. Yeah, that's our motto here. I'm gonna get some merch. I'm gonna try to do these hats. I've had a bunch of people ask me about hats, so I'm gonna look into it. I think I'm gonna order like a couple hundred, because you can get a good deal if you order them in bulk. But I want to get a good quality. That's what I told my girl today. I said, we don't want to buy junk, man. We want to buy something that's worth buying. We want to buy something that we buy. Nothing better than feeling a wind ripping through your hair and face. There ain't, man. I was telling a story in here the other night. My wife passed, and man, I went through a bunch of stuff, and I took a trip to Kingman, Arizona in November for Thanksgiving. I rode across the Hatchbees from California to Kingman November like 20th by myself, riding solo at night. Yeah, I'm looking to get these ones that are like the flex fits that are blank, because I like the ones that are solid here and they don't have the hole, because I like to wear my hat backwards. Pro and Chopper. Yeah, Joey B. Bad, man, it was awesome, man. It was just me and the road. Fuel up, and away I went, man. I put my AirPods in, got some Bob Seger cranking, and just blasted it right up. I rode straight through from here to Kingman. And I made it back without, they shut the pass behind me as I went through. An hour after I went over to Hatchbees, they closed it from snow. During that trip at night, I'm just thinking the lights as you're coming into town. When it's dark and you start coming into town, you start seeing the lights in the distance, and then everything gets. I remember one time first time I rode into Vegas, we rode in at night, a big group of us, about 50 guys on bikes, and it was at night, and we rolled into Vegas. And man, that was cool coming into Vegas, because it's just dark, nothing, and all of a sudden, man, you can see the city coming for miles, and then you roll into Vegas and everything's all lit up. It was pretty cool. That's one of my, that's out of all my memories I have, man, being on the bikers is like the best. Yeah, that's one of my favorite songs, man. Who Wants to Go to Fire Lake? Yep. Bat Country. You know what's weird, man? The counter changes a lot, and there's people in here. I always notice that. Like, it'll say 5, and it just said 1, and it was all of us in here, so I don't know what that's about. Bat Country. What is? Oh, going out that way? I've never hit one, but my buddy had an owl one time. He was blasting down the road, and a freaking owl hit him right here in the chest. He was going like 75, 80. He said it almost knocked him off the bike. He said, I almost went off the back. He said, it hit me so hard, one hand came off the bars. And he goes, I had one hand. And he goes, man, he goes, I thought I was going to wreck. He almost wrecked. A good partner of mine, he's my brother. I call him my brother from another mother. He lives in Montana. I got to go out there and see him. We've been friends since we were 18 years old. Here a few years back, about 8 or 9 years ago, man, he came out and we went on a big ride. We rode from here all the way up the California coast, all the way to the Washington border on 101 to 1. And so we rode, just me and him and my wife. We did that whole trip, about 2 weeks, just being on the coast all the way. Went up through Fort Bragg and Fort Tuna and all that. What is weird? Half of all sort of bats from fear and Skeletor. Interstate fried from Mexico on top of the hill and seen to Los Angeles. I was blown away. Yeah, there's something about, I don't know, people that's never done it don't get it. You have to do it to understand it. And it doesn't, some people just don't jive with the thing. They're so worried about, oh, I'm scared and something's going to happen to me. And they're so worried about dying. They don't know how to live. Some people are so worried about dying, they forget how to live. Really. North Carolina, really? Lafayette? Fayetteville. When I was 8 years old, that means I've been around here for 61 years. I'm still alive. That's me, man. Like I tell people, God watches out for idiots, so I'm in good shape. I can think of some situations. I'll tell you what. So where I live, there's a bridge up here, and there's a real sharp corner as you go into that bridge. And to this day, when I hit that, I slow way down because I was about 17 or 18 probably, and I had a Honda XL 350 twin scrambler, and I went hauling through that corner, and I was going too fast, and I couldn't make the corner, and I swung way wide, and I was riding the edge of the bridge like this. I mean, another inch, I would have hit the bridge, and I ended up in the other lane. So if somebody would have been coming the other way, they would have hit me head on. And I didn't know any better. I should have just got down real low. But at that time, I didn't know any better. I was going too fast through the corner, and I just tried to make the corner, and it pushed me over into the other lane. And man, to this day, when I go through there, I just butt through that corner. Because I look and I go, I could have died right there. That could have been me dead on the ground right there. Hey, man, I'm glad you're alive. Me too, man. But Mom said I'm only the good die young. Only the good die young. What's that say about us old turds? That says we're not as good as them young guys, huh? I've had a lot of friends that I've lost over the years from bike riding. But you know what? I've told my kids many times, if something happens to me on this bike, I don't want you coming and being sad. Come here and be happy, man. My dad went out with a smile on his face doing what he loved. Screwed in, huh? Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, I'm going to grab this other chair. This old man's back. I don't know why I tried to get everything set up today. It was a scramble in here, man, to get all this stuff set up today. Because I had to move everything around. I tried to get this. I wanted to get the camera, so we got the good camera going. I got this on so I could put this stuff up on the screen right here. That's kind of cool. We get a lot of people in the room. That's going to help us a lot because that's a link to one of our videos. It's one we just learned. I'm kind of goofy on it a little bit. I added some humor to it. It was a remake of a video we launched about a year ago. And we got like 280,000 views on it, and it just kind of went down. So I changed it up a little bit and did some commentary on it and reloaded it. 6'5" years, lovely woman banned from driving. No, going out during the thing you love is a really sad death or a happy death. I think happy you went out in the midst of what you love. Yeah, it beats going out sitting in a hospital somewhere. That's for sure. Laying in bed. That's what I think too, man. I'd rather do that than laying in a bed somewhere, have somebody poking me with needles and shit. Yeah. Hang on, I'm gonna grab this other chair. Hang on, guys. I built this bench kind of tall so I could stand in here and work on stuff. But now the chair is too short. So I either got to get a taller chair or cut the legs off on this. I'm thinking about just raising this chair up 4 inches. Because I like the level of the table because I can do work in here. And I can stand up without killing my back. I can pull up a seat now though. Now I look really short, huh? Here, let's adjust this thing a bit. Let's see if that's better. I don't look so damn short. It's weird looking down on me. I got to do something about that camera. It's nice because I got it out of the view of the screen. So I got a big old, I got like not a giant TV, but my eyesight, it helps with me with doing the lives because that little phone, man, I'm like this, man, trying to squint to see what stuff says, and I can't see it. So this works out good. Just live life one day at a time. That's all you can do. That's all I do for sure. I'm going to go back to work. Hard to follow. This is hard to follow, but wonderful advice. Yeah. I know. I'm getting ready to go back to work, man. I'm not looking forward to that. I'm tired of getting up and going to work at 5 a.m. I like what I do. I just don't like punching a freaking clock anymore, man. They kind of leave me alone. I just do whatever I want. Nobody bothers me, but I just do my thing. Love me, but gosh, I don't know about anyone else. When I raced Junior Moto X, Dad had to get me out of a tree once. Really? That's funny, man. Every night when I go to sleep, I thank the Lord for another day. Yeah, I just try to be thankful. Yeah, you know what? I lost my wife. I know I say that a lot, but it's part of my life. It's part of something that happened to me and it changed who I am. So, let me turn this light this way a little bit so you guys can kind of see me a little bit. I'm the star of the show, man. I got to have some light. But it taught me, man, that life is short, man. Don't waste time on stupid stuff, man. Don't waste time on things that don't matter. Because you only get so many days in your life, so you don't want to piss them off doing stupid stuff. That's why I got tired of mowing. I'm like, I don't want to mow grass no more. It's a waste of my life. I'd rather pour gravel and go do something else when I'd be out there mowing the yard. Or at my young life, I'll mainly worry about my daughter living her life to the fullest and stuff. I wish, but it is back burner. So what's going on with your daughter? Something we can help you with here? Stay prayed up. 3 sides, God, TV. Hey, just so you guys know, man, I don't do religion on here. It just doesn't work. Everybody gets butthurt, and it doesn't work. It makes people stop smiling. I want to keep everybody smiling, but you know what? It's good. Whatever you need. Look, I'm gonna like front way nodding. You look like a gnome. That's not the first time I've heard that. I'm 6'1", and I used to be 260, so that's a big gnome, man. I effed up yet. Forwarded it. I mean, lots of things, but my daughter's smile makes life worth it. Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. Well, you know what? If my kids may save my life, really. When my wife passed in 28 days after being married for 39 years, man, I didn't even want to be here. And that's the only reason I'm here is because I was out there doing one-handed corners, 100 miles an hour on my bike, hanging halfway off the bike. Didn't care, man. I just didn't even care. And one day I woke up and I said, you know what? You keep doing this, your kids are going to have to go through what you went through. You want them to do that? I thought about it. I was thinking, man, you're just being selfish. Something happens to you, your kids are going to do the same thing that you did. You just went through. So, I stopped. My kid, like I said, my kid saved me. Not the first time. When I was younger, I always said, man, what for my kids? I would be rich, dead, or in prison, one of the 3. So my kids saved me, put me on a straight and narrow, made me go to work, made me be a respectable citizen of the United States of America. When I had kids, I did slow down quite a bit. I wanted to make sure I was around for them. I didn't stop though. That's right, man. Yeah, I never had a dad. I was raised without a dad. I just had a mom. And but my mom she was the greatest, man. She taught me values, She made me go to church. And I'm not going to talk religion here. I'm just saying it taught me to have values and how to respect and be honest and do the right thing. So My daughter know how much she saved my life, but gosh, I wouldn't be here without her. Yeah, maybe you should tell her that. She needs to hear that. Like, yeah, you need, it's good to let your kids know that if it wasn't for them, you don't know if you'd be here. My kids saved me. I got grandkids too, though. I got 6 grandkids, but I don't never get to see them anymore. It sucks, man. I thought about, well, me and my wife, we were going to sell the house and we were going to get in our motorhome. We were just going to travel. And we were just going to travel from one set of grandkids to the other, back and forth, and camp along the way and just go have a good old time. And I had my house on the market, and my wife passed. After they got divorced, I brought my 2 sons up, single dad, and got another bike. Good for you, man. Man, hats off to all those single dads out there. I see them out there struggling, trying to raise their kids on their own. But you know what, man? Good for you. Hats off to you. You know how many guys walk away and let their kids just figure it out on their own? A lot of them. So you know what? Hats off to you, man, for 100%. After they got divorced, was a very good man. Yeah, there's good parents out there, man. It's tough on the kids when their parents split up. It's hard on them. It affects them for life. I really think that. I never had that issue because my dad, he bailed, when I was born. So, and I recently found him, and he still doesn't want to reach out. My daughter found him through DNA thing, and then we contacted him, and I didn't want nothing from him. I just like to meet him. He's like 84 years old, so I don't have that much more time. He's gonna pass, and I won't even get to meet him. I think that's shitty. But you know what? You don't want to be a part of my life? That's cool. I'll just get on with myself. Like I said, I don't waste time. I don't waste time on other people's negativity. I got life to live. Mm. Yeah, I think I think that's what a lot of guys, the bike is a good salvation of just getting out there and letting when you twist that throttle, man, all your worries, no matter what they are, they kind of go away for a little while. Or at least just to know medical history. Yeah, that's what I thought too. Well, just, I don't know. I talked to my brother, through Messenger, and he messages me back and forth, but we never even talked on the phone. And the last time I talked to him, I said, hey, I'd really like to sit down with my dad for one day. He posted a thing on the internet that said how lucky he was that he's going to get to spend a day with his dad after he's 94 years old or 84 years old. And I said, yeah, you are lucky. You're really lucky. I waited a lifetime to sit down with my dad. And he texted me later. Yeah, it's sad, but whatever, man. You know what? It is what it is. His loss, that's the way I look at it. I would have been a good son to my father. But he doesn't want to reach out. So my brother, he reached out text wise and said, hey, I'm going to talk to my mom and dad, but I haven't heard back from him, so it is whatever. But I reached out to my nephew, which is my brother's son. He has a Harley. He wants to go on a ride. So I'm going to put that together. Me and him are going to ride up the coastline, California coastline one day. Hopefully. I just, I'm working now. I'm work part here now. Nothing else. Seem to have one advice. Here we go, my wife left me. How do I deal with that? Man. Damn, that's tough, Carl. Man, I don't even know what to say to that. You're a strong man. That's all I can say. We get through things that we think we can't, man. I didn't think I would ever be able to get over my wife. We were best friends for 39 years. I think your wife leaving you just gotta learn how to enjoy who you are again. Be you. Get out, be around people. Somebody's gonna come into your life that'll change all that. That happened for me. I found a good woman. And I caught some flack for it because I didn't wait long, even after, because I just thought, man, time is ticking, man. You ain't got time to screw around. I didn't want to live my life alone. And I found somebody I enjoyed spending time with. And, we've been together for a couple of years now. So my wife was only passed for like 6 months. And I caught flack, from about it. And I'm just like, you don't know what you're talking about because you haven't held your wife of 39 years and held her and watched her take her last breath. So up yours, man. You don't know what you're talking about. That's the right person. Yep, for sure. Joining a community group, doing something to help the community. Hey, Joey, you know what's cool? They have this thing called on Facebook. You guys help me out because I'm probably going to forget the name of it. And it's like a group thing you can join. There's a group thing you can join where you do common things together. You sign up. I can't remember what it's called. I'll try to remember. When you come back, I'll have it for you. And here's what helped me too. And I told my girl this because she went through a divorce. I said, in life, you have to draw a line in the sand and go, you know what? That was the past, and this is going to be my future. And you got to leave the past behind you. Your past is just to reflect on, to learn from. It's not to dwell on. And I know how hard that is, but with my wife, I had to do that. I had to go, you know what? That was my life before, and now this is my life after she passed. And my life has to continue on, or I'm just gonna die. So you get busy living, or you get busy dying. And life's better. So I'm trying to think of the name of it. There's a Facebook group you can get on, and you join it. And what they do, they put on events that are similar to what you do. Like say you ride motorcycles, people will put on there, hey, we're doing a ride this weekend. Or say you like to play pickleball, there'll be people that say, hey, we're playing pickleball over here, and you sign up. And then you go as a group and you meet people like that. So that's pretty cool. Many times you'll find the right person when you're not looking. Yeah. Change for sure, man. Yeah, I love you. I love it. You guys giving each other good encouragement. That's what really the live is really about. Is just being a group of people that care about each other a little bit. Everybody needs a friend. And you know what, man? You come here, you got a friend in me, that's for sure. Yeah, we all struggle. There's days that, man, I've had days that I just cry like a little girl sometimes, man. I think about what I went through, and it just, sometimes just certain things like certain places or songs, will just like freaking open up that wound so far I can't hide it. Most of the time I hide it pretty well. But sometimes, man, just a certain song or something, man, it just takes me back 20 years ago. Yeah, hang in there, man. It'll work out. I know a lot of people say that, but a lot of our problems in life are temporary problems, that there's a solution coming and we don't know it, but it's going to happen. And then we're going to look back and go, man, I'm glad I didn't do something stupid or I hung in there because look how good my life is now. You can have something great come into your life that just changes, makes your whole life different. Okay, thanks for saying that, Carl. Meet new people or go to other places. Yeah, get out there, man. I'll tell you a story about me. So I was like, life's only temporary. Yeah, Chip Amos. Yeah, it is. My wife, when she passed, man, I went into like a really deep depression, and I was drinking, and I just didn't give a crap. I lost 40 pounds. I locked the door. I turned my phone off. I didn't answer my phone. I didn't answer the door to nobody. I was just like, I was a hermit, Yeah, good deal, man. Glad we could help you. That's what brotherhood's all about. That's why I ride with I don't ride with a lot of guys anymore, but I used to. But that's what riding's all about. It's having a brotherhood. Present moment, yesterday is gone. Tomorrow is uncertain. That's for sure. But my friends came and helped me, man. They came to the door and said, beat on the door and said, open up, man. I know you can hear me. You either open the door or I'm going to kick it down. They made me get up and do stuff. And it was very uncomfortable, man. I was like, I went to my friend's house for dinner, and it's like I never been to a dinner by myself in 40 years. And now I was the guy that, here's that guy that his wife died. That's how you get labeled. And it was very uncomfortable, and it didn't feel good. It didn't feel good to go to the grocery store by myself, any of that stuff. But I just forced myself to do it. And you know what? The more I did it, the more I got get better at it. And pretty soon I was starting to listen to music again and smile and laugh. I got my laughter back. That's what I tell people because I lost my laughter. Nothing was funny. I had my last two children. I quit drinking for 35 years now. Sometimes it's kind of weird not drinking. It's worked out for me. Yeah, you know what? I've never been a heavy drinker, but um, I I drink a couple. I drink a couple beverages now and again in the summertime on the weekends, and sometimes I've gotten out of hand where you'll know when something's really bothering me because man, I can really suck them down, you know. So I'm trying to get. I'm not, I'm not a drinker. It's a crutch for me. I think where if I'm having a bad day. I'm just like, man, I'm just gonna go wax some bikes today and go buy me a 12-pack. Life is full of challenges. Overcoming the challenges. What builds our character? Yeah, absolutely, man. Character is everything. That's something I taught my kids from a very young age. I said, you know what? People are going to remember you not by the car you drove. They're not going to remember where you live. They're going to remember the character that you brought to their life. And character, in my opinion, is everything. I mean, absolutely everything. Weird, isn't it? Also lost my light, stopped enjoying music and comedy as much. Expression is weird. Yeah, Joey Bad, I get that, man. I know what you're talking about. Because I love music, man. I've listened to music my whole life. And actually, once I started listening to the music, it helped me. That's one of the things I do. I'd get up in the morning, I'd turn some old rock and roll on, sit there and have some coffee. Now it's part of my morning routine. And that's what I tell people that's been through a lot of hard stuff. Have a routine in the morning. Have some kind of routine, whether it's getting up and walking out and checking the mail, having your coffee, going down and going to another good thing is go to those coffee houses, man. Just get out around people and learn how to talk to them and smile and try to be happy. And the more you do that, the more you'll feel happier every day. That's great. Nothing wrong with responsible drinking. I just chose to quit because I wasn't drink too much. Hey, good for you, Carl. I should do the same actually. I've cut way back though, man. I mean, I'll have a beverage like on the weekends once in a while. I try not to do it at all, just because it's just not good for you. First of all, when you get to our ages, man, it's just shortening your lifespan. Chuck Berry and a cappuccino. There you go. Is that your morning, Maggie? Is that your morning routine? Chuck Berry and a cappuccino. My routine in the morning is I get up. First thing I do is have coffee, man. You don't even want to talk to me until I get 2 cups of coffee. I'm just like, you know, like people that have been around me, I'm just like, they know, don't talk to him. Let him come alive. It takes him a bit. It takes me about 20 minutes just to recover from, because I have back pain bad. Good rock and some powerful caffeine is amazing. Yeah, for sure. That's why the other night, man, what happened? We just lost our life. Something happened. We just lost the camera. Oh, it went dead on me. That might be it. Let's see if we can get it back. Let's see if he'll come back. Let's see. Let's see what this thing's doing. What is that about? I got no stream for some reason. Let's see if this is doing. Oh, let's see. How come? What do I need to do? I need to do that. You guys still there? Let's see. Hey, text something. Okay, cool. So I didn't lose you. I was wondering. So what? I gotta get a. Let's see if anybody's still here. So it looks like we're still live. My battery went dead. I had to switch the battery out in the camera. Sometimes it has a hard time connecting up when you turn that stereo up. Hell, me too, man. My wife was tough, man. I'm not kidding you. She was hard to handle. I loved her to death, though. Right now, for me, it's like it's 2:57. I run the phone through a Marshall amp. Really? That's great, man. Man, you stay up late like me. Yeah, it's 2:57 here. I have a weird sleeping pattern. So I usually go to bed about now because this is when my girl goes to work. So I get up and make coffee and cook her breakfast. And then I'll go to bed from about 3 till about 9, 8 or 9. And then I'll get up and start doing the YouTube thing. Because right now I'm off, I'm off work, I'm not working. So I try to treat the YouTube like I should see if I can. I got to figure out note style, media banners. We'll figure it out, but check it out. There's a way to share my screen with you guys. I got to figure that part out. Because what's cool when you can share your screen, I can bring up articles or pictures of hot rods and stuff, and we can flash it on the screen. What I want to do is on the lives is get people involved to have builds going. Yeah, I know. For sure, man. Yeah, it's hard when you've been with somebody for so long and then you lose them, man. I know what you're going through. It's tough. Like you said, there was times you wanted to strangle her, I'm sure, but now you look back and go, man, she was the best, El Caminos. I think El Caminos are badass, man, because they're different. El Caminos, I just like stuff that's different. Like when I go to the car shows, I look for stuff that you don't see. I don't want to look at 100 Camaros and 100 Mustangs and now the Chevy pickups, the 70s, you're seeing so many of them, but you don't see a lot of El Caminos. I seen a Ranchero today, a 63 Ranchero for sale that has everything with it, 302 and everything for like $600. I thought about picking it up because I was like, that'd be a good little project. About a Jeep Grand Cherokee with wood panel siding. A Jeep Grand Cherokee? What year? Is it an old one or a newer one? The Cherokee's, it's a Grand Cherokee. My girl had one, she loved it. Joey, is your daughter local where you're at? Do you get to see her all the time? Is she part of your life every day? A ute. That's funny because there's another thing they used to call a ute. Maggot. When I was, I almost feel like I'm offending you when I call you that. Now that I know that guy called you a maggot, kind of. Anyway, Datsun had a 1200. It was called a 1200 Sunny. And he made them from 71 to 73. It was called a Datsun B110, not a 210, but a 110. Well, that's good, Joey. How old is your daughter? I was thinking more like an adult daughter. And she might be your adult daughter. How old is your daughter? Yeah, Maggot, they used to call that a ute too. That B110, they called them a Sunny here, but over there they called them a ute, UTE. They came with a smaller motor. Call me Maggot. It's my name in real life. All cool, bro. Okay. I don't want to come over and say, hey, what's that guy calling you Maggot for? What do you think he is? 3. Oh, your daughter's 3? Yeah. AJS Hart. I got a 71 Chevy 3/4 ton, but it's a two-wheel drive. It's a heavy half ton. So Joey, your daughter's 3 now? A 1-tonner. Oh, I see. I'll tell you the same thing I told a lot of young men because I've been around a lot of younger guys that I kind of helped them over the years, teaching them how to mechanic and stuff. Good for you, man. That's, you know what? Live in the moment right now with your daughter for sure, because kids grow up fast. And, the most important job you'll ever have in your life is being a father to that little girl. And you only get one shot at that. So like I've told these guys, you don't get a do-over. So it's important that and we think we're being the parent and we're the most important ones. A lot of times they're teaching us, man. They're teaching us how to be civil and calm and have a big heart and, that kind of stuff. So I think it's awesome that you got your daughter with you. And hats off to you, man, taking care of your daughter. It's not an easy job. Taking care of kids is a lot of work, man. When my wife was around, we had a daycare, a child care facility. And man, I'll tell you what, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of responsibility taking care of somebody's kids. But man, having your own kid with you is like the best. There's nothing better. And you'll look back on these days right now. Believe me, because I look back when my kids were little, they were the best days of my life. Out there playing in the yard, playing baseball, chasing each other around the house. Those are the best days I ever had. I look at my life as I've gotten older and I look back at that and I'm like, man, that was the best. And I didn't even realize it. When it was happening, you just think it's just life. But when you get older, you look back and go, Those were the best days I ever had. And I was broke, man. I didn't have no money, but I look back and man, I got to spend a lot of time with them. I'm so glad of that. That's chores and other stuff that will make her more whole in her life. This is a big job, but I love it more than anything. Yeah. Mr. Payload, welcome to the live. I'm glad we're not the only ones up at 3:05 in the morning. We're not the only crazy people out here. What kind of coffee do you guys drink? I started drinking this stuff called Black Rifle. Man, it's pretty good. I get the bean. I'm a coffee snob now, man. I gotta put my beans and grind them, put them in the thing, and then I do press coffee in the morning. I don't do the coffee pot. I put it in this little thing, put it in there for 4 minutes, press it. It's become a Nescafe. Dude, like the live. You know what's amazing is how many people that YouTube gives you credit for everybody that comes into the lives. Propeller on top. I have a hat like that. Mine has a propeller on top. We've been asked about the hats more than once. We're gonna try to do some merch. I'm trying to find a good supplier where we can get good quality. I don't want to give junk out, man. I want to give somebody good. If you're gonna charge $35, it's crazy. I talked to a guy. He said, "You know what, man? There's guys that are paying $80 now for a good hat." I'm like, "You gotta be kidding me." He goes, "No." He goes, "These rich kids." He goes, "They'll spend $100 on a hat." I'm like, "That's crazy." But we're looking for a supplier. Well, I want good quality. I don't want to just buy. Oh, I can get them for $2 a unit. No, I want to get them, even if I got to pay $8 or $10 a unit. I want to get good quality hats. So if somebody buys something, man, it's going to last. But I like to get these that have I like the flex fits in the front where this was one that's a certain size. They didn't have the flex fits when I went. They didn't have the flex fits when I went over there. So I bought this one. But the flex fits I like because then I can wear them back. I like to wear my hat backwards because when I'm working on stuff, I don't got that bill. I'm hitting stuff and I'm bald now, so this hat helps my head from getting scars on top of it. You spend $100 on a hat, but I appreciate you looking for a good deal for your customers. Really? You'd spend $100 on a hat? See, I must be a cheapskate, man. I start whining if I don't even like to spend $20 on a hat. These are expensive for me. My girl makes me go over and get them. She bought me this one for my birthday. Do you moonlight as Santa? Yeah, I do. And actually, when people say that to me, I write their name down. And then when Christmas rolls around, if you're not nice here on this live, you'll get a lump of coal. I couldn't tell you how many times I've been asked that. Hey, Santa Claus. No, I didn't say it. I happily spent on that, but I could spare it. Yeah, I wouldn't charge that. That's crazy. But he was telling me, this guy, he came on the live and he was from Lebanon. And he actually reached out to me. He said, "Man, get a hold of me." He said, "I'm looking for a partner." And I was like, I don't trust anybody on the internet. He might be being true, but, it's just, you just never know what they're trying to pull. He seemed like a pretty nice guy. And he gave me a lot of information. But he said, Lebanon, he goes, "Man, you'd be surprised how nice Lebanon is." He said, "A lot of people overlook it as a place to go to on vacation." He goes, "But it's a nice place to live." Piss on your lap being a Santa. Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to do that. I had enough of that when I had my kids. I had kids when I was 19. My first child was born when I was 19. Me and my wife got together. I was I was still 17. I was
I was 2 months from being 17 when me and my wife met, or 18. So I was 17 when me and my wife met. And then my first daughter was born when I was 19. So she got pregnant right after we met. And then, so I had a second child. So I have 2 daughters. They're great. Best thing in my life, man, my kids. When I went through and I didn't have a dad, so I didn't really know I didn't know how to be a dad. My mom taught me well, how to be a good man. So that made a difference. But man, just being a dad is so important. It's a big job. It's a lot of responsibility. That's one of the things I can look at as in my life and know that, man, I was 5 girls, really? So you got 6 kids, J.S. Hart? I always say that. J. Sharp. I always say it wrong. I'm sorry. I apologize. J. Sharp. 5 girls and 1 boy. That's a lot of kids, man. You gotta be doing a lot of wrenching to keep all them kids fed. Man, having kids are expensive, dude. Like my daughter, she has 4, and I kept telling her, man, you better stop. I said, it's going to be like when they all become teenagers, they're all driving all at the same time. You got to pay for insurance, and you got to, high school, you got to buy everybody clothes all at the same time, 4 pairs of shoes. That shit adds up quick. Kept me in a poorhouse trying to take care of my kids. Two of them are from her previous marriage. Well, that's cool though, man. You being a good dad to some kids that that needed a dad in their life for sure. And that's one thing I never had, man. I never had a dad, which is probably a good thing because, man, I see my friends. I had friends that had their dads were just like horrid. And I remember at the time I didn't have a dad. And I thought, you know what? Maybe I'm better off without one. I did, I did that with my daughters. I made them pay their own insurance. Actually, both of my daughters, they both had to go get jobs when they turned 16. I would pay for their stuff, but what I told them, like, we'd go to get clothes, and they like, Dad, I want to get these pants. They'd be like $110 or 150 or whatever. I said, no. I said, if you want clothes like that, you need to go get a job. And you know what's funny? I hear them telling their kids, no, you need to get a job because I made them work. They worked from the time they were in first year of high school all the way through high school to pay for all their clothes and their gas. They had to pay for their insurance. I don't have much to do with him. Oh, really? That's too bad, Maggot. How old's your dad, Maggot? He's got to be like 75, 80. You're my age, right? From Duck Dynasty? Yeah. What's his name? I'm trying to think of something he used to say all the time. I wish I was a guy from Duck Dynasty. You know what? I got to start. I was telling Maggot this the other day. I got to get a list and start writing down of the people that think that I look like somebody. So far, I had Charles Manson. I've heard a bunch of people say I look like Obama. I don't know what that's about. One guy said I look like a UFC fighter. Another guy said I look like a guy called Jesse James something. He's a wrestler. No, I wish I was a Duck Dynasty guy. That guy's a millionaire, man. So they're mine. Their dad was a deadbeat. You know what, though? You're their dad now. Good that you came along. Because now they're going to have a good life. You provided that for them. You know what? Somehow I'll pat you on the back for that, for sure. 82. Really? My dad's about that age. I found him, like I told you guys earlier, but he's about that age. But he doesn't want to do the deed, so I'll probably end up going to his funeral as his son that he never met. Crazy, but whatever. I get it, though. If some person came up to me in the middle of nowhere and said, hey, I think you're my dad, I'll be going, no, go away. You're a weirdo. Dustin. Welcome to the live. Hey, thanks for catching that. Jay Sharp, welcome to the live. Hey, if you guys never been to the lives before, come on. He brought me to Australia, so the rest is up to me. Yeah, good deal. He brought you to Australia? Where were you at when he brought you to Australia? Were you in the U.S. and then went to Australia? Or you were from, where are you from originally? Yeah, if you guys haven't been to the lives before, come hang out on Friday nights, man. We give away tools, at least one tool. We're going to give away a snap-on wrench on Friday night. So if you get the answers right and you spin the wheel, you get on the board, and at the end of the night, we're going to give away a snap-on wrench. So, Mag, where did he bring you from? He brought you to Australia from where? I was on the Scottish border, Hadrian's Wall. Man, I never even heard of that. I got to check. I'm going to write that down. Whenever I hear cool stuff when I'm on here, I write it down. You know what? I'm gonna screenshot it. I like I got that, Megan. I'm gonna look that up. Hadrian's Wall, really? Scottish border. Wow, that's an old country there, huh? Scotland. That's an old country there. I've always wanted to go there. Scotland. I wanted to go to. I've always wanted to go to Australia to go ride my bike there. I don't know why. I just want to do it. T, welcome. The toilet water goes the other direction. I'm not sure what that means. A little Viking colony. Mom is a Stuart. Really? That's some neat history, man, for sure. I remember when I first started reading about Australia when I was a kid, and I didn't realize, and I thought it was interesting. They said that Australia used to be was a penal colony. And that's where he used to send people that were like, outlaws. So it's in your blood there, maggot. That outlawism is like, I'm just messing with you, you know that, right? You can ride for hours here and not see a car. Man, that sounds so awesome to me. I love that. I went to Wyoming about 15 years ago. And that's how I felt about Wyoming, man. It was like wide open spaces. You could ride for hours and not see another person. Hey, thanks, Jay Sharp, for doing that. Appreciate that. For you guys that are just dropped in, man, we talk about a lot of stuff here, but hot rods, we talk about automotive, music, kind of helped each other out this morning. Everybody's needing a helping hand. We try to help each other. But the lives on Friday nights, we do automotive trivia. And then if you guys don't mind, do that before you go to bed tonight. Go hit that and watch it and leave a comment. I need some comments on that video. I'm getting prepared to lay some other videos with it. Anytime you get a really good video and you're a content creator, you need to have 4 or 5 lined up so you can start, people will binge watch them. So I need to get going on those. I need to do about 3 different videos. I'm modding it out. I am saving for a Prowler someday. That's cool. I just sold a cruiser, a PT cruiser. My neighbor, she gave it to me. She was going to, she's moving back to China. Her mom and her husband passed, and she was here by herself. So she went back to live with her mom in China, Japan. Maybe it was Japan. But she had this old cruiser that was been sitting there for years. They just didn't drive it anymore. So she gave it to me. So I did some work on it, and there was a fuse problem that I fixed on it, and I fixed the air conditioning. I sold it for like $3,000. But you know what I'll tell you about those PT cruisers? I kind of liked it, man. It was a fun little car to drive around. It's got a lot of room inside. And I was thinking, man, this would be a great car to go yard selling in. because it's, man, it had a lot of room in it. It was roomy. I was surprised how roomy it was on the inside. Pretty nice little car. They have a lot of transmission problems. You see them all the time with a burn-up tranny. Called the Southern Cross. It's an outlaw flag. Really? That's kind of cool. Yeah, that's really cool. And Southern Cross outlaw flag. To run, brother. Oh, otherwise, I won't get up in the morning. All right, man. Jay Sharp. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We appreciate you modding for us 100%, man. You guys come in and do the moderation. It helps me a bunch. I really like it. Everyone, nice chatting with y'all. Same to you. Have a good night. We'll see you next time around. Nice front end on the PT. Yeah, those little cruisers aren't bad, man. Like I said, I almost kept that one. I got it all fixed up and got the AC blowing cold, and I was like, it only had like 82,000 original miles on it. It was pretty clean, but the paint was going away because it set out. And those PT cruisers have a habit of that. The paint's kind of the clear coat comes off, but so the paint looked rough, but the vehicle itself, it was in really good shape. I sold it to a young couple. They were looking for a car that got good mileage, and I said, "This will be a good car, man. It don't have hardly any miles on it. You take care of it, keep the oil change. It'll last for a long time." Me gay because I drive a purple. Well, I'm not gay. It's a cool car. There's nothing wrong with that, man. Purple. This one I had, it was kind of a dark purple, kind of like a maroon color, I think. But you know what? If I seen another one that just need a little work on it, I'd pick it up, and it was easy to work on. It was super easy to work on. I kind of liked it. Matter of fact, if I found another one cheap, I'd buy it just to have a standby car. I thought it was a pretty cool little car. Kind of gave you that like Volkswagen feel, zip around with it. It's easy to get in and out of places and park. It's kind of nice. That was popular there. Don't put enough paint on them. Yeah. Clear cracks. Yeah, we get it. We know that you're not T1000. Yeah, that's a common problem. GM had that same problem. I missed out. I had an 87 Suburban, and the paint went away. And it usually goes away on the hood and on the tops where the sun hits all the time. So I found out they had a recall. And what they would do, they put this big old thing of like duct tape on it, and they rip it off. And if the paint comes off, then they paint it for free. So I went down there and they said, nope, the recall's over. You missed it by like 3 months. If I would have been there 3 months earlier, they would have painted my truck for free, the whole truck. I was like, dang, could have got a free paint job out of them. That would have been cool. That was one of my favorite trucks I ever owned, that 87 Suburban. It was a two-wheel drive, 7-passenger Suburban. Man, it was a big old truck. Man, it was long. But, man, what a great truck it was for having a family. With my kids, and we go on camping trips, and we take their friends with us. And, we could put, like, the dog in the back. It was a great rig. And it had a 350 with a throttle body in it, throttle body fuel injection. Best system GM ever made was that TBI 350. That wraps cars on window tint. He's flat out with the wrapping of cars. So he stays busy wrapping cars. That's a really common. My granddaughter, her boyfriend does that. He wraps cars. And he said, man, it's really popular. People do it a lot. It's kind of an art, too. You got to pull it. You take a heat gun. You got to pull it and heat it. He wrapped his car. It looked pretty good. I think it'd be better than doing a paint job, probably. Yeah, I heard something once. I heard workers, the people with the highest seniority worked at the GMC. So that it's a higher quality. I've never heard that. I know that GMC and Chevrolet, it's just the trim package. Roscoe, the famous frog. Hey, from Virginia, man. Welcome to the live. You're here with Go Big Garage. We're just sitting here shooting a bull this morning about just whatever. This guy was telling us about his PT Cruiser, how the paint went away on it. Roscoe, the famous frog. What do you do for a living, brother? Hey, guys, don't forget to, man, check out this video if you would, leave a comment. Make sure you watch the whole video, though. If you're not going to watch the whole video, don't click on it because it hurts us. Roscoe, what do you do for a living? I've been a mechanic for 40 years, ASE certified master tech. I'm 61. I just went back to work recently, last about a year and a half. I retired and then I went back to work. So Maggot, what do they charge to wrap a car like that? I know it's getting kind of expensive. It used to be a cheap way to go because you could wrap it. It was cheaper than paint. We looked into getting one of our rigs at the county done, and it was expensive, man. But it was a bigger van. They wanted like $5,000 to wrap it. I thought it was pretty high. But I guess it's become popular, so now the prices have gone way up. It looks like a young man's job, though. Do you know of any stories that our factories like if fluorinating or had a bad measure that let people drink it? No, I don't. I don't know anything about the factories. I had friends that worked at the dealerships, but I don't know about the factories, Ford factory. I did do a video here recently, and I was a little amazed by it. And it said that the crescent wrench, was it the crescent wrench or the vice grips? I was thinking it was a crescent wrench. Yeah, it was a crescent wrench. So Ford Motor Company really launched crescent wrench because it was they made it part of the toolkit in the Model A. And what was the other thing? When Lindbergh did the transcontinental flight, they said he had that was one of the things that he took on board with him was a crescent wrench. Charles Lindbergh on the transcontinental flight, the first transcontinental flight, he had a crescent wrench and a pair of locking pliers. That was his tool because he's trying to keep everything light or whatever. But I thought that was interesting. Always wonder that, like, what if an employee causes a septic problem for us? I guess they got quality insurance on it. Well, back then, who knows? But now they got Q&A people that walk around and they check for quality. But I'll tell you what, anymore, man, the quality just sucks. I'm not familiar with that, the Lindbergh baby. T1000, how old are you? Not that it matters, I'm just curious. We've gotten a lot of younger people in here recently, like in their 20s, 30s. Someone stole his baby. I was not aware of that. You're 37. Yeah, I'm just curious sometimes. I wonder what kind of audience we're bringing in to the live. Plastic dip rep. Huh. I'm going to do some of that. Let's see. Hang on a second. I'm doing something. And you know what? If people come in and they talk and you're part of a conversation and they drop something, that's one thing. When people come in and just try to use your platform to promote themselves, that's rude, man. In my opinion. You should ask before you just start posting your products and stuff. Anyway, hopefully that gets rid of that dude. Yeah, that's what's nice about having a moderator here when we're up this time of the morning. What do you guys got planned for tomorrow? Or it's actually today now. I gotta take a look at this. Give me a second, man. I'm gonna check out our let's see what this video is doing. I'm curious how I've been keeping an eye on this video because there it is. I gotta go here. We posted this and I was kind of disappointed with it when I posted it. And then today, man, it just took off. It's weird how YouTube is like that, man. You just never know what's going to take off. Like you might post something you'll think is nothing and it just takes off, and something you just put like, 4 days of your work into and it does nothing. It's just kind of a crapshoot, man. So we're having a hard time logging in for some reason. I don't want to go to studio. Yeah, I can't get logged in. Maybe the internet's just jammed up. Looks like the internet's overwhelmed or something. I don't know. So any of you guys watch football? I don't do sports much, man. I've never really been into sports. I was when I was younger. I used to really like basketball. I played basketball. I could have played college. I should have tried because I could have played college. My claim to fame is when I was a kid, I played with a girl named Cheryl Miller. Go Broncos. My kids are Green Bay fans. They're Packer fans. But when I was in high school, I used to go play basketball on the weekends at this little college around the corner from my house. And I met this girl there who used to play, and her name was Cheryl. And the first time I played her, she come up to me and goes, "Hey, you want to play one-on-one?" I go, "Yeah, sure." And she was like freaking like 6'3", man. Looked like a dude. She had a real short like afro. She was a black girl, real short afro, real nice girl though. And so I started playing her, and she goes up to the top of the key, man. She just burns me, man, and slam dunked it on me. I was like, holy crap, man, this girl knows how to play. And so we played a few times over the years, but I always remember that day when I thought, oh man, I don't want to be too rough on her, and she slam dunked it on me. And so she went on she went to UCLA, and she was their top scorer for UCLA for many years. And then she went to the Professional Women's League, and then she went on to be Olympics. She went to Olympics for the United States. And then she was a coach for one of the professional teams. Her name was Cheryl Miller. She was amazing, man. She was a great ball player. But I was really into basketball. I used to watch all the college games when I was in high school. But I don't watch sports anymore. I'll catch a NASCAR race once in a while when I'm not busy. But usually I'm doing I always got like 15 projects going, man. People are always like going, how do you keep going? I'm like, life's too short to be laying around doing nothing, man. Life's too short to be. I've told my kids their whole lives, man, sleep when you're dead. I come home, they'd be like, in the summertime, I'd come home like my lunch. And I'd come home and my daughters, man, they'd just be crawling out of bed. I'd come in and kick the door and say, get your butts out of bed, man. You know what time it is? Sleep when you're dead. Get your butt up and do something today. I used to make them get up. They hated it because they hear me hit the front door and they knew I was coming right in their room going, "What are you doing? Get up. You're not going to lay in your freaking bed all day, watch life pass you by. Get up and do something." so now I hear them telling their kids, "Now sleep when you're dead. Get up. We got stuff to do." It's funny how you think your kids aren't listening to you, but man, they are. They become you. Well, guys, I think I'm gonna call it a night, man. I'm gonna go make some breakfast and get my day going. Catch some sleep. You need a Hellcat. Yeah, I do. I'm gonna catch some sleep. I'll probably be up at about 9 o'clock or so. Maybe I'll check in on the live later on today. And hey, if you guys don't mind, do like I said, if you would go here before you go to bed and watch that video and leave a comment if you would. I need some comments on it because it helps a lot when people comment. All right, man. Hey, thanks for coming to the live. You guys let me know if there's things you want to start adding to the live so we can make part of the live. I was thinking we ought to do question and answers so people can come and ask about their cars. Maybe we can help them fix them. All right, brother. Hey, have a good night, man. Appreciate you showing up. I'm out of here. Bye.